Okay, so we're going to look at the structure of your essay and what is required in each part. So, for your analytical essay, it's similar to what you've done before, but we have larger, more in depth paragraphs this time. So, as normal, you have an introduction. Now, your introduction is where you introduce the text, so the names, the author, if it was a novel, but in this case, it's a playwright. So you need to make sure that you distinguish that it's playwright. You need to introduce the director of the film and the dates that both of the texts were created. Need to include opening background information, possibly just one sentence that gives a bit of context about the two texts. And your contention, which addresses both texts. So your contention, remember, is your answer to the question. So how is love represented? Your answer to the question. Love is represented as a irrational and fickle feeling, for example, if you wanted to use that. So, and then you obviously also need to include an essay map. So I'm going to show you an example introduction here for the moment. So obviously you can use this to help you, but you're not to copy it. So this whole essay is on relationships. So for example, we're focusing on the concept of friendship to address the how are relationships represented. So I start by introducing the two texts. So the concept of friendship is represented through female relationships in both William Shakespeare's renowned comedy A Midsummer Night's Dream and explored in Jill Younger's famous rom-com 10 Things I Hate About You. Now you can see that I have italicized the names of the two texts because they're titles, they need italics. I've also put the year in which they were created in brackets. Now I've got 1600/2009 because it's the original date in which it was written plus the publication date of the text that we're using. I don't mind if you do it that way or if you just have the 1600s. So we've got that introduce the text and the playwright, as you can see in green here. Now, in the purple, that is my contention. You don't have to go straight from introducing the text straight into the contention. You can put your contention a little lower if you want to put a context sentence in there as well. But you don't have to. If I wanted to, I could say both texts have similar or follow similar characters who experience conflict in their friendship as a simple context sentence. The contention here is the relationship between the female characters in Shakespeare's play and Younger's film are intensified by external forces that heighten emotions and ultimately cause conflict. So I've basically said that the female characters and their friendship is the main focus of the essay. And what I'm saying about how relationships are represented is as being something that causes conflict. Okay, and these are the things that I'm going to talk about in the essay. So whatever your body paragraphs are about have to link to the contention. Okay, because the contention is this is what I'm arguing, and then your body paragraphs are proving what you're saying in your contention. Okay, so there needs to be a very strong link between the two. If you go ahead and you write your body paragraphs and they don't actually match your contention by the end and when you're finished, the easiest thing to do is to change your contention to suit your body paragraphs rather than the other way around. So make sure that you're checking and when you're in your final stages of writing your essay, you might want to highlight the connections between the two. And if you can't find it, you need to go back and fix it. Now, in all introductions, you need to have an essay map, and an essay map is really just one or two sentences that previews what you're going to talk about so that I should be able to pick up your intro and go, oh, all right, well, this is what I know their argument is. This is what they think about relationships and how they're shown, and these are the things they're going to tell me about in the essay map. So though depicted to be lifelong friends, Helena feels inferior to Hermia, and their friendship is strained when their love lives become entangled. Entangled means like mixed up. In contrast, in 10 Things I Hate About You, the polarizing nature of Bianca and Katerina's personalities cause conflict in the sisters' relationship. So it's about friendships, not only between just the two girls who have been lifelong friends, but also the friendship or relationship between the two sisters. So that is the introduction. Okay. Now, intro, all the things that are needed are listed on the side here, and you can tick them off as you write. When you go to your body paragraphs, this is where you're writing what's called a TERL paragraph. It's the same as a teal paragraph, except it has two times where you analyze. And you can see on the left here that I've got the boxes here twice. Okay, so elaborate, evidence, analysis. Elaborate, evidence, analysis. So essentially, you would be choosing two pieces of evidence to analyze. So it's a big paragraph. Normally in a teal paragraph or TEAL paragraph, like you're used to writing, you would only have one piece of evidence and you would analyze that, but this one you do two. So the R in TERL just stands for repeat. Basically, do the A again. That's it. It's not that difficult. So in a TERL paragraph, you need to have a topic sentence. Your topic sentence tells me what your body paragraph is going to be about. And your topic sentence should directly link to the contention. I should be able to look at the contention and then look at your two topic sentences and see connections between them. If I can't, then you need to change one of them. So your topic sentence tells me what the body paragraph is going to be about. Then you elaborate, which is basically telling me just a little bit more about what you're talking about, giving some context. Then you choose your evidence. So you might choose a quote that demonstrates what you understand, and you go into the analysis. This analysis here, you cannot skip it. It is the most important part of your entire essay, because this, when you get into senior years of English, is where most of your marks come from. And when you analyze, you need to follow 4 steps, okay? And I will go through those 4 steps in the next video of how to analyze. So once you've got your topic sentence, you've elaborated, you've chosen your evidence, you've analyzed, you put in what's called a cohesive tie. Now, a cohesive tie is just a fancy way of saying a word like moreover, additionally, in spite of, furthermore, some sort of word or phrase that moves on to, okay, now I'm going to give you another example. Okay, so that's called a cohesive tie. It ties your argument together. So then you do your elaborate, evidence, analysis again, you analyze again, and then you link back to your topic sentence. Now, people always say, oh, does your link back to the contention, or does it link back to your topic sentence? Well, it links to your topic sentence because you're wrapping up the paragraph, but also your topic sentence already links to the contention if you've done it properly. Okay, so that's really important to note. With the structure, you are doing 2 TERL paragraphs. Okay, so important, 2, not 3, 2. Okay, if you are going to do 3 paragraphs, you need to only do teal paragraphs. So you don't repeat, you don't do this second part here. Okay, and you would set it out slightly differently. Now, you can do that, that's totally fine, but I'm not talking about that right now. We're doing the TERL paragraphs. Obviously, you need to have a conclusion. So your conclusion restates your contention, restates your arguments, and importantly, it includes a lasting impression. So what is the final message or the note that the creators are trying to give the audience of whatever concept you're talking about? So ultimately, Shakespeare comments that love is blah, blah, blah. Okay? So having a look at this example body paragraph, if we have a look, you can see it's color coded here, and I can ask you to pause the video if you want to have a read of it. That's fine, but you can see that I've color coded it as well. So your topic sentence is in the red, your elaboration is in the green, then you've got your evidence in here. You label your aesthetic features, which are just like your similes, metaphors, repetition, whatever device, tone, etc. is used. Your specific effect and audience positioning, and then link back. Okay, then you can see in the repeat, we've got in contrast is the cohesive tie, and then we are doing it again for the second text. So I've set this one up so that the body paragraph 1 deals with Midsummer Night's Dream first. Okay, and you can pause the video and read it if you like. And then it goes into 10 Things I Hate About You. Okay, so I've only done one body paragraph example here because I don't want to do all of them and then take all the ideas and you've got nowhere to go. But you can see that the Turl paragraph deals first with A Midsummer Night's Dream, then it deals with 10 Things I Hate About You. So I might want to, for example, do my body paragraphs I'm doing about friendships and sibling bonds. So this one here is about the friendship between Helena and Hermia and how love is complicated between the two of them. It complicates their friendship. And then the second half is about the family bonds and the relationship between the two sisters. If I wanted to do some more on relationships, I could then write another body paragraph about the father-daughter relationship between Aegeus and Hermia. And then in contrast, I could look at the father-daughter relationship between the dad in 10 Things I Hate About You and Kat or Bianca, etc. So that is really just to sort of show you what it could or should look like for how to analyze. And I'm going to go through another video where I'll actually go through the 4 steps to analysis so that you can see what I mean for how to do that to get the best possible marks. Okay, thanks.